I just made a recent inquisition. A friend of mine was telling me that most people now are actually on Snapchat or buying Snapchat storage because generally their iPhone storages get so full that, and as we all know, Apple in its own way gives you just 5 gig for storage. So generally, you have to back up your photos, your videos, and everything on that 5 gig, and talk of all the other stuff that you might also put on your phone. So people choose to chat on Snapchat as an alternative because since it doesn't keep messages and automatically you have an upload of default of 50 gig, it saves them time to upload their pictures and their video, which got me thinking. So generally, there is the canker of your storage getting full and most people finding the next alternative being cloud upload or paying for iCloud storage if you're on Google or any other platform, OneDrive. So today we are taking some tech tips for how best to optimize storage on your devices and probably how best to even save some money when doing that. So first of all, generally what really takes up our storages on our devices, from your laptop to your phones. The most corporate is your pictures, your videos, and probably documents. Now, there usually is an anonymous storage hogger, which is your system storage or might also be your device storage if you take a look at your phone storage. Now, the first alternative, as already mentioned, is people just do or pay for, let's say, iCloud or pay for Google Drive. And going through your tons of photos and screenshots is always a hassle. So most people really don't have time for them. But today, I'm going to show you some quick ways you can free up storage and also probably save some bucks. So let's start with the first alternative. Now, the first alternative is if you are using an iPhone, going into your iPhone storage, letting it load. Now, going through the list of things that you know are probably hogging up space. Now, deleting them and also deleting the recently deleted items. These generally frees up some space. There's another way you can also free up space. Now, if you go through your list of apps, you notice that some apps hog up a lot of space. Let's say your Instagram app or your Snapchat. You see a big chunk of storage there, but you wonder what is hogging because you don't see those files on your phone. These are generally caches, app data. Now, these can be cleared. Fortunately, unfortunately, on iPhones, you can't find them defaultly in settings. You would have to find it in the settings app for that specific app. So let's say for Instagram, you would have to go to the Instagram app, head on to the settings, scroll down, you see storage data. Now you can clear your cache from there. Now this applies to most apps, but then again, take some time and go through it. If you see anything, let's say storage data, be careful because some might usually clear up all your login info or any personal data you have logged into those apps. This, again, generally goes for most apps. Your next alternative will be to pay for storage. Now, paying for storage, I have some tips on the best storage to go for. So we've talked about phones. These also apply for Android devices. For Android, you can go into the settings app, go look for the app in particular, click on that app. You'll find something as cache data or cache and storage data. You can clear your cache, which frees up some space, or clearing up the storage data. Now note, clearing the storage data might delete every data you have linked to that particular app. So be careful on that. Now, other ways to also free on Android devices, as I've already mentioned, is using the storage data option. Now let's talk about cloud. Now cloud generally for both phone devices are not the same. For iPhones, normally the default option is iCloud. For Android devices, the default storage is Google's storage option. But if you're on iPhone, I think the best alternative, depending on what you are doing, really varies. Let's say you really take up a lot of pictures and videos. The best alternative is to use something like Google Photos, because iCloud storage usually is quite expensive, but if you can afford, please do so. Google Photos generally backs up your pictures and your videos. You can set it up to do an automatic upload. Now, if you use Snap a lot, Snap's storage option or extend Snapchat Plus option gives you, I believe, has some of the cheapest rates when it comes to uploads. You can pay for Snapchat Plus, but then it means you would have to always be taking your videos and your pictures on Snapchat Plus. Generally, the cheapest option I would always recommend is paying for Google Photos cloud. These generally saves us a lot of time. Now let's go to your lab devices and your table devices, which I mean your laptops and your computers in general. These also apply, same as your laptops, you using a Mac or using a Windows. Going into your settings, finding the storage option, you can see a lot of clutter. You can clear out your deleted options, same on your Windows, same on your Apple devices, clearing up that folder. Then on Windows devices, there are tools I can recommend. There's Windows Start, which is a tool which has a general breakdown on everything that is usually taking up your space. You can find exactly what is taking up your space, and you can even delete it from there. This helps clear out storage. You might probably find things you didn't even know on your system. But then again, with Windows Start, also be careful. You might go and clear up system storage or system files, which might lead up you destroying your system. With Mac, there's an alternative called Clean My Mac. So far for years, I realized it's actually a reliable tool which you can also use. You can have Clean My Mac as well, which does excellent work just as Windows Start. Clean My Mac has a general optimization where we'll go through everything and you'll be able to find things that are probably hogging up your space. Now with laptops and computers in general, the first option of backing up your storage I would always recommend is to get a storage device. This can also go with phones, don't forget. Getting an external drive or having a NAS system to store up your files. I think that's always the best alternative. The first best alternative is to find an additional drive in which you can do your backups on. Then you can free up more space on your system. The next alternative, if you think uploads are your best option or your files are quite sensitive and you don't want any situation where you might lose your files by damage or by theft, is cloud. Same with laptops and computer devices, as I've already recommended. The best cloud storage I can recommend also is Google. Google has an excellent workspace. I don't know why I keep recommending Google, but Google has been trusted for quite some time. There are a lot of other file storage. There are other free file storage I can also recommend, definitely. There's Mega and other ones, but reliability and the risk of losing your data. So I would always go with Google. OneDrive gives you some storage, but it's quite expensive, same as iCloud. So this has been some quick ways in which you can optimize storage on your various devices. If you have any other way you would want to share with the general public, don't forget to put it down in the description or in the comment section to be specific. Don't forget to always throw a like on our pages and also subscribe when you are down there. It has been Tech Trends. I've been Melon for today. See you another time.